everyone! Welcome to the Nose Dose channel. Today I want to share my impressions about my small Chanel collection. And I decided to start with my favorite, Coco Noir. I use it most often. I bought this bottle to my mom because she doesn't have any Chanel fragrances yet. And my mom has never tried this perfume before, and I decided to choose it for my taste. To my surprise, my mom returned it to me saying that it was for men, and because of that she couldn't wear it. I am very fond of masculine perfumes, and I have a lot of men's fragrances in my collection that sounds magical in woman's skin. I don't separate perfumes by gender at all. I like it, I wear it. The interesting thing is that until my mom told me that it smells like shaving products, I didn't even notice it. During the first test, I sensed expensive French bath soap and bright citrus in the start. And when this bottle came back to me, I began to smell men's caring products in it very clearly. And that's what I like about it. It is very strict. I usually wear it in November, December with a wool coat or a business suit. And when I smell it, I imagine a barber shop or a Meryl Streep from The Devil Wears Prada. And the next one, Coco, Mademoiselle. At first time, I could not make friends with it. Patchouli in the base of this perfume for me seemed very unbearable. When I take off the cap, patchouli that remind me the smell of the basement immediately clogged my nose. But luckily, this effect is not present when you spray it on skin. After spraying, immediately appears fresh and juicy citruses, roses and jasmine. Altogether, they sound sweet and very persistent. On my skin it lasts at least 6 hours, but be careful, if you are not very into patchouli, it is better to look at the classic Mademoiselle. The classic version is much more gentle. I associate this perfume with the opera house. It is a fragrance of celebration, a dressing room when the artists apply makeup before the performance. Dusty velour chairs in the hall and the guests in the evening dresses. For me, it is a symphony. To me, all Chanel perfumes are very dusty, and I love it about them. Mademoiselle Intense is my favorite version of this fragrance, but there is also L'Eau Privée, Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Parfum, and Eau de Parfum Intense. And you can choose your version that is closest to you. Chanel No. 5. Like many others, I have the most complicated relationship with this perfume. About 10 years ago, I was terrified of it. I thought it was a scent for old women, and no matter how many times I tried, I was shocked by the fact that it can be worn, and why it occupies the first places in sales in the world. Number 5 has a sophisticated pyramid, and for me it was very solid. But since I started to get interested in perfumery, I have slowly started to understand what aldehydes are and how they are revealed. My friend advised me to try it on my skin, because on blotter it won't open its beauty. And after countless testing of various fragrances and training my olfactory perception, I finally reopened Chanel No. 5. I begin to love the iris powderness. I finally stopped thinking that Chanel No. 5 is a soapy mono fragrance. I was finally able to recognize Ylang Ylang and Jasmine. And also I think that the fact that Chanel No. 5 wasn't my first fragrance from the Chanel played very important role. The first was Mademoiselle and Noir. In my opinion, all Chanel perfumes has a unique DNA that echoes from fragrance to fragrance. And this is their magic. They are all different, but in a blind testing, all Chanel fragrances are very recognizable. And apparently my nose has had time to train, and at one moment I realized that I want classic No. 5 in my collection. The funniest paradox is that from perfume for women over the age of 80, the No. 5 has turned into the fragrance of cleanliness. I rarely wear it on public, but this bottle stays in my bathroom and I apply it on a clean skin after taking a bath. It makes me feel like I was washed in a washing machine with a ton of a laundry powder and I am squeaky clean. Chanel No. 5 L'Eau. It's a tinkling crystal. This eau de toilette was released to attract a younger audience because, as I said before, many people think that Chanel No. 5 is intended for an age audience. But it's not actually true at all. There are also soapy aldehydes and the original jasmine that echoes between Chanel perfumes. But their intensity is much reduced, and in this version added a huge amount of not sweet citruses that refresh and cheer up. This version is so transparent and clear that you should start with this version to get acquainted with the line of fives. In frosty weather, L'Eau will sound very prickly, but like the most fragrances who are flirting with the cologne direction, doesn't have a very high persistence. Naturalistic and not sweet citrus very quickly fades away, and this fragrance needs to be refreshed often. Chanel Chance Tendre. The star of this fragrance is quince, and it is very rarely used component. Although it is quince which adds a long-lasting sourness in perfumes. For myself, I chose a perfumed water. As for my opinion, eau de toilette is almost identical to the perfumed water. But in the beginning, eau de toilette sounds like hairspray, and only after 15 minutes it starts to gain its fruitiness and dustiness. But after opening, eau de toilette quickly fades away, and the perfumed water from the very beginning sounds very expensive and very long-lasting. I can sense it on my skin for about 5 hours. Having mentioned that this perfume is very versatile and it can't make you feel bad. It is a summer encapsulated in a bottle. I can wear it all the time, in any mood, any physical condition or season. Chance will always make you feel good. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and be free to write with what you associate these fragrances. I'm very interested in the individual perception of perfumes, and I hope my videos will help you with the fragrances selection.